What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to have a little bit of a chat about the most expensive cards from Op-09. Op-09 has just come out in Japan. We have some early word about the most expensive cards, and I'm just going to tell you on the offset, most expensive set so far. Trying to get a master set of every card in this set, every rarity. This is the hardest set, honestly, by a big margin. This is by far the most valuable set yet, and, well, we'll go through the top 10, and we'll see where we go. Like, if we have a look at the two cards that got closest without making it, both the alternate art Luffy leader and the Buggy Wanted card both came in, or are currently coming in, I should say, at around about 10,000 yen. That is roughly what you'll pay at the moment. Again, it's new, the prices differ in a few places, alright, but as a general rule right now, about 10,000 yen. That is about what we're looking at. And 10,000 yen is basically $70. Well, that's a lot, ladies and gentlemen. And those two cards don't make the top 10. They come pretty close, but those two cards don't make the top 10, and I think that tells you about all you need to know. If those cards can get that close and not make it, yeah, that is quite a ridiculous set we've got. What does make it? Well, in at number 10, the wanted poster of Blackbeard that comes in at 15,000 yen, and 15,000 yen, you're talking about $103. Yeah, the whole top 10 is over $100. I've been telling you guys for a while that Op-09 is going to be a special set. It is a special set. Now, one of the things that really helps here is the fact that Blackbeard is a ridiculous card. And even though Blackbeard, Marshall D. Teach might not be the most popular of characters, I'm not saying he's unpopular, I'm just saying he's not right up there. You've got a ridiculous skill. We've got a skill whereby when you play it, your opponent's leader skill is turned off for the turn, and one of your opponent's characters has no skills and can't attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. It is a very, very, very good card. Remember, it is leader locked, it's only for Blackbeard Pirates, but still. In at number 9, also at 15,000 yen, but I think this one is shading a little bit over, so I'm putting this one a little bit higher. We've got the special rare of Boa Hancock. And look, one of the things we need to point out here, as obvious as it might be, it's Boa Hancock. Boa Hancock, phenomenally popular character. This is a special rare of the one from OP07. Yes, it had an alternate art in OP07. Yes, it had a manga rare in OP07 as well, so we didn't need a new version of it, but we've got a new version of it, and everybody loves Boa Hancock. Decently playable card, but this is largely a popularity contest that Boa Hancock is winning. It says that when you play it, one of your opponent's characters, other than Luffy, cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next turn, and then put a 1 cost at the bottom of the owner's deck. It's a cool card, but it's Boa Hancock. Now, coming in at number 8, we've got the wanted poster of Shanks, which is coming in at about 20,000 yen. And 20,000 yen, you're talking $137. And it's Shanks. And that means two things. Firstly, people love Shanks. Secondly, really nice card. 10 cost 12,000 power, but it gives all of your opponent's characters minus 1,000 power every single attack they make from a character, i.e. not from a leader. Now they need an extra 1,000 counter to make it work. That's not going to be easy. And it's a 10 cost 12k with Rush. Yeah, this is good, ladies and gentlemen. This is good. Now, in at number 7, we've got the special rare of Nami. Again, this is coming in at 20,000 yen. It is tied with Shanks. But again, this seems to be trending slightly higher, slightly towards the over here. So this is, I think of the two, nominally this is the better one to pull, but let's be real here, it's very, very close. And this is the Nami from OP-08. So on play, discard a card with trigger from your hand, KO one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less, and then if you've got 3 or fewer cards in hand, draw one. Oh, and it does the same thing as a trigger, I should add. This is a cool card. It's a decent yellow card, and it's a special rare of Nami. And you know the deal at this stage. Anytime we get a special Nami card, it is going to be a little bit more sought after, a little bit more exciting, a little bit more valuable. And the wonderful news is we now finally have proper scans of OP-08 in English, which means I can now just show you the English versions of these cards. And that makes me very happy indeed. Yeah, you want this Nami. And then in at number 6, the most expensive of the quote-unquote regular cards, we've got the Luffy Wanted poster coming in at 30,000 yen, which means we're talking $205. Now, there's a couple points to note here, one of which is this means every single Wanted poster is on this list. Only 2 of the special rares come in, that is Boa Hancock and Nami, but all 4 Wanted posters come in. That might mean that the pull rates on those are a little bit lower, it might mean they're a little bit sought after, it might mean both, but either way, all the 4 Wanted poster special rares make it onto this list, but only 2 of the 6 other special rares make it on. I don't think that's a coincidence, I think they are just that cool. And yes, there was an alternate art in OP-05, and yes, there was a manga rare in OP-05 as well. It's a one from OP-05 whereby when you play it, Don -10, all your characters except this go to the bottom of your deck in any order. Then you take a turn, an extra turn, and it's got activate main once per turn, add a Don card from your Don deck active. It's a good card. I don't think anyone's quite made the most of this yet. I don't think this has really been broken, so to speak, but the potential is there for all to see. Now, I say that's the end of the regular part of the video, the regular cards, because all the rest are manga or above. Yes, above. But there's no regular cards on this list, like they're all special rares and above. This is such a big set that only special rares make it, and even then, not all the special rares make it. The best alt art leader didn't make it on the list. The best regular alt art didn't make it on the list. So what we've got here is a bunch of manga cards. In at number 5, we've got Buggy at 100,000 yen, which is fairly low for a manga rare. You're talking $685. And it's a really cool card, but generally speaking, like this coming in at number 10, this tells us that people are not that hyped about Buggy. We got 10 cost, 12,000 power, and on play, put any one of your opponent's characters to the bottom of the deck. But then if you do not have 5 cost or more characters, place this character at the bottom of your deck. It's a cool card, but people are saying they're not enamored with it yet. In at number 4, we've got the Manga Shanks. This comes in at 130,000 yen. This is kind of standard manga rare fare. This is $890. That is a lot. That is a huge amount of money. It's still only the number 4 card in the set. Interestingly enough, this is, of course, the same Shanks that has the Wanted poster. So we don't need to worry too much about that, honestly, because, yeah, cool card, but we've seen this, all right? It's cool, we love it, but again, we've talked about it. In at number 3, we've got the Blackbeard manga rare coming in at 150,000 yen. That is slightly on the high end for a regular manga, $1,025. And this, again, is the same Blackbeard that we said a minute ago. Although I didn't tell you it's also got blocker. So there we go, it's got blocker. And this coming above Shanks, I really do think is just a case of people think this Blackbeard is great. Now I will say the Shanks Wanted poster is coming in slightly higher than Blackbeard, but the manga there is a bit of a difference at the moment. People have spoken, Blackbeard is higher. And in at number 2, the most valuable regular manga rare, and just that sentence alone sounds weird, we've got the Monkey D. Luffy, the new Luffy from OP-09, that lets you return 1 or more Don from your field to your Don deck, and then you draw a card and give this character Rush. It's cool. it's a nice card. Doesn't get a special rare, that was the OP-05 Luffy. Does get a manga rare, and 200k for a manga rare is high, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very high. This one, 200,000 yen, comes in at $1,370. This is very high for a manga rare. So what about the Goldie Roger? And yes, this is clearly more valuable, rarer, more sought after, etc. than a regular manga rare. My best guess here is that it is coming in at 700,000 yen. And 700,000 yen, which is an absurd amount of money, equates to roughly $4,800. That is ridiculous. This card is absurd. Absolutely absurd. To put it into context, the other 4 manga rares all put together add up to 480,000 yen. This is 700,000 yen. It is about 1.5 times all the other 4 mangas put together. Now, I will say the price on this card is all over the place. Here's a screenshot of Makari where we've seen sales of around about £3,000, but also sales of £3,700. Makari, for some reason, and if you've got a fix for this, let me know in the comment section, it won't let me go on Japanese Makari anymore. It automatically turns it into Japanese Makari, but in English with English money, which is actually super annoying, and I don't like it. But there's not very much I can do about it right now. It's annoying. So, yeah. The 700,000 yen is a rough guess based on a bunch of sales and sold and all of that I've seen. Some cards have been going for less, some have been going for more. When I call this a 700,000 yen card, that is a nice round number to give an easy comparison to the other cards in the set. That is not me saying you will definitely be able to sell it for that much or buy it for that much. It is a rough guesstimate based on a bunch of sales on the first couple of days, because bearing in mind the set literally only came out yesterday. I have seen sales presumably in excess of 1 million yen, which sounds absurd, and I've seen sales as low as 400,000 yen, which I think are people not realizing quite how valuable it was, setting the first number and setting the first number too low. It's going to take a little while for this to settle. Right now, 700,000 yen, $4,800, that is a decent guess, but just to be clear, that is the best guess we've got. It is not a hard and fast guarantee. So there we go. Top 10 cards in the set, half of them are manga rares. The Goldie Roger gold manga is just as valuable as we assumed it was going to be, and having 10 special rares, shockingly, has pushed all the non-special rare non-manga out of the top 10. And yeah, just to be clear, this is the most valuable set ever by a huge margin, and it's not even close. Seriously, the Gold Roger alone could buy like any other set. It's that valuable. Right, there we go. That's what you need to know. And now it's over to you guys. Which of these cards are your chase? Which of these are you excited about? Which of these are you going to be picking up? How much do you want that Gold Roger? Let me know in the comment section. Get us. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.